What's going on, people? What's going on, people? There, I say I am back. Yeah, I say I'm back. It's kind of crazy how things work out. But here we are. Let's put it all in the focus. Let's put it all in the frame. COVID-19 hit. Nothing was the same. Let me just organize myself. Give me a second. I'm organizing myself. Give me a second. I'll be right there with you. I'll take this hat off because I'm all so hot. I promise you I won't be with you too long. But thank you for coming through. I was thinking to myself, oh, one of a kind self, people were complaining about 2019. What's going on, Mighty R? What's going on? Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, Drone Worship. I don't know where to go with that comment, but hey, everybody's entitled to, say whatever it is that they want to say. There's strength here. Rah, grr. But anyway, that's another story. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how things ended in 2019. Why did I go back to 2019? Because people complained. Oh, I can't wait for this year to be over. Oh, 2019. I'm sorry. I can't believe it. Oh, why 2019? Oh, this was a bad year. And I know there's a lot of people that wish they had that time back. Me, bro. Just a sense of humor. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You need a sense of humor. What's going on, Iron Firehorse? Appreciate you for coming through. Everybody for coming through. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate you. What is it? Kells. Not R. Kelly, but anyway, it's all good. Anyway, let me not get sidetracked. I know you had a tendency to do that, Drone Worship. It's all good. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to the replay gang, to the people that watch in the replay, because it's a replay. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. 2019 was here. We complained about it. A lot of us complained about 2019. The year passed and the things that weren't done and whatnot. Bro, when are you going to get 1,000 subs so I can finally start sending you? Yeah. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna leave that alone. Creative redundancy. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the people coming through. Anyway, back to like I was saying. 2019 was here. We complained. 2020 came in. We were saying it's gonna be a new year. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be all that. COVID-19 hit, and as the Drake album said, nothing was the same. So it begs the question, what is the new normal? Because a lot of people were thinking that after this is all over, this is said and done, we just go back to our, regularly scheduled program. And for a lot of people, hey, maybe it may feel like that. Maybe it may seem like, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do such a thing. What's going on, moms? I see you on the chat. I definitely see you there. Appreciate you for coming through. Yeah. I still need to watch time, Drone Worship. It's all good. I'm not worried about watch time at this point. At this point, I'm just really talking to the people, just speaking to the people. This is not about watch time. This is not about views. This is just about getting to the people. And one of the things I'm thinking about is just the new normal. What will it look like once we actually start to open up the whole economy? You're a doctor. Wait up. What is it? What are you saying? Yeah, you're a doctor now. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. You're trying to be funny, mom. So I appreciate you for your humor. Anyway, I'm not a doctor. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out, and wondering what it'll be like, what will happen. I can't predict the future, but I don't believe that things are just going to go back to the same old, same old. I don't believe that we're going to say, okay, wow, oh, that COVID-19, that was a big deal, and now we're out of here. I wonder if the elbow thing will stick around. Yes, it probably will. My life won't be complete until you say it. You're funny, but maybe another time. I don't have the Morpheus glasses though. Maybe you have the green pill, the red pill, stuck in the matrix. There's a whole bunch of things, But for the most part, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird how things are transpiring now. You got millions of people infected. Thousands of people. Maybe close to 1 million people. Who passed away and stuff like that worldwide. I don't know the exact numbers. Don't quote me on that. You know, you have economy shut down, economic stimulus being given out. You got people afraid. You got people scared. Some people saying it's a hoax. You know, all these different things, and people just want to get back to normal. People just want to get back to the way life was. I mean, sometimes you just miss arguing with somebody in the street, you know, or pushing and shoving somebody on the train, or just the normal interactions, just sitting down, going to the movies, or driving in traffic, having bottleneck traffic, or whatever the case it is. Not to ramble on and get too deep into that. It's just interesting how many things we take for granted. It's interesting how many things we wish could be just the same way. Let me see. You have to get back to work. Yeah, no. It's all good, Mars. Love you too. Make sure you do what you got to do. Talk to you later. Be safe. I'll definitely see you. Give me a call. There's nothing wrong with that. But like I was saying, I don't know. It's just different. It's just different now, and I don't want to scare people. I don't want to have anybody caught up in a situation where they say, "Hey, you know what? I'm fear mongering or anything like that." But I really don't believe things are just gonna go back to what it was. I'm loving this COVID-19 stuff, man. Gas is cheap, no traffic on the roads. Everybody has lowered their prices just to get people to shop fast. Food is super fast. Work from home, jobs are high. Well, that's the reality for some people, not everybody, drone worship, because, you have a situation where, people are unemployed. People don't know where their next paycheck is coming from after these unemployment checks run out. People don't know what's going to happen with the economy because, once, let's say you do go back to work after this is all said and done, after they start opening things up, who's to say people are not going to be scared? There's a lot of people afraid. There's a lot of people terrified. There's a lot of regulations that are going to come into play. There's a lot of things that are happening that people are not comfortable with. So, I wonder, what is the new normal? Do we go back to the way things were? I mean, what do you folks believe? Will things be the way that they were? Some of us appreciate more things too. Yes, exactly. Um, Obviously, some of us don't, and that's what it is. Like I said in my last live stream, when if anybody listened or saw it or whatever, I thought it was an interesting live stream. I asked the question, what is a human life worth to you? What is the value of human life as opposed to the things that we go after? You're thinking too small here, man. Let's broaden the horizons a bit. What are parents going to do when they have to go back to work with their kids can't go back to school? Well, I was about to get around to their drone worship. Maybe not right away, but that's what I'm talking about as well. What is the new normal for that? Well, one of the things I believe that happened with that, as far as the job situation, they may start to try to roll certain things out during the summer because it'll be easy because kids will already be out of school. So that'll be something that happens. A lot of angry people who have lots of money and multiple properties. Well, that's something too. As far as multiple properties, real estate, folks, landlords and stuff like that want to collect rents. But here's the thing. You don't want to risk people dying, over something that people are not totally sure about. There's a lot of misinformation going around. There's a lot of people not being properly served. There's something else you can talk about, thinking big drone worship. We could talk about testing. There's certain neighborhoods, low income neighborhoods, that are not being tested. There are places where they say, we'll get to you eventually. If you don't die, we'll find you. Just stay alive. Keep the hope, keep the faith. And maybe we'll test you one day. Bro, turn off your washer sheet. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't even think you could hear that, but maybe it should be down. It'll work itself out. It'll work itself out. Let me see how bad that is. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But thank you for that. Thank you for that update. Appreciate that. Human life is top priority in my mind. Yeah, well, 420. I wish everybody thought that way. Obviously, human life is not always the top priority when it comes to people, when it comes to things, when it comes to, self-preservation for a lot of people. A lot of folks are looking at it like, you know what? I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to make it happen and I'm going to work it out. And, if they die, they die. Like, Rocky IV, if they die, they die. Hopefully it's not that situation. But I asked the question, what is the new normal? What will it look like? Will things just be the same? Will there be more regulations? Will there be less regulation? Will there be more fear? Like Creative Redundancy was saying, will the elbow thing, will that go away? How are people going to respond when you cough next time? Think about this for a second. Everybody's back and the economy's opened up, and freedom for all, and everything is roaring back. And then all of a sudden you see somebody out there, they're coughing and they yakking one up, and they spitting up and they're phlegming. What will the thoughts be that run through your mind when you think about that, especially when there's no vaccination or the vaccine is just here, and what will you think? What will it be? That's one of the things that I'm looking at. Let me see if I missed any comments. So the first thing that's going to happen is the American dollar will go to piss. Probably so. To follow that, we will have a minor recession for probably 6 months until this economy begins to stabilize again. That's probably so too. Are people going to be using wash machines and cleaning more? Wink, wink. That's funny. I like that. Yeah, survival of the fittest and Darwin's experiment if we don't measure that. I'm still going to stay alert even after this winds down. Yeah, Mighty, you got to do that. That's the main thing too. The only city pray for me, so wash machine did not break down so far. Yeah, well, the wash machine seems to be a running theme right now. Wash machines will still be used after this is all over. In the midst of this, wash machines will be safe. Don't worry about that. People will still be able to wash their clothes. But this is not about that. I guess this is about what we call normal, what will change or what will be the same. I think there will be a fight. There will be a concerted effort to keep things the same. There will be a concerted effort to say, you know what, we have some sense of normalcy. Mach 1, appreciate you for coming through. Hello to you as well. Thank you for being here. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, this is me asking the question, and maybe you folks out there have an answer. I mean, a lot of you have answers in here. What do you think the new normal will be? What do you think? Or do you think it will be the same? Will things just be the same? Will we just carry on business as usual? Because there's a lot of telecommuting. There's a lot of people who are now open to the ideas of doing things online. There are folks that, are really looking into the social distancing thing. There are people who may put stigmatisms on certain types of people because of where the virus came from or allegedly came from. So, those are things that come about. We still don't know the mental effects, the post-traumatic stress that may come from what the situation is. The cabin fever, the robberies that may happen, the domestic violence, and what do you call it, the sexual abuse that may happen in families and stuff like that. These are all different things. It's like when you look at it, since we look at it from an economic lens a lot of times too, when we start talking about jobs and stuff like that, what are the unintended consequences of this COVID-19? A lot of people are not thinking about the unintended consequences, and who would? It's unintentional. It's things that we may not have in our mind, as far as how things transpire. Things will never be the same. Big changes, trust will be gone. And you know what, Mach 1? That is a great point. That is a great point. I did not think of that. That is a very great point. I think there'll be a lot of mistrust going around because a lot of people don't trust the government. A lot of people don't trust the media. That could be something that happens too. What will you believe? Sometimes change leads to some things getting better and improving, change the system as a whole. Maybe that is. On Fire Horse, I'm pretty sure the child molestation is going on now, that if there was a potential there before. Yeah, no, definitely. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot more abuse going on in the homes. There's a lot of things happening that people may not be able to address, domestic violence issues and, all kind of verbal abuse, physical abuse and things like that are happening because people are forced to be with each other. And what's going on, Mo? Hello to you. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. So there's all these things to think about. I bring this up because sometimes people take things for granted. Sometimes people say, hey, you know what? It don't matter. Let me not pay attention. Let me not be aware. It's like Mighty R was saying, no matter what happens, the point is to stay alert. Whether things go back to normal, whether things change, whether nothing is the same, whether it goes someplace that we're not even thinking about, it's important to stay alert. It's important to stay aware. It's important to pay attention. It's important not to just fall asleep at the wheel, and just let it be. Yeah. Mighty Art, stay alert. Stay alert. That's why I try to tell people, it's important. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Don't take things for granted, even though we have the tendency to. I think if anything, this year has taught me to appreciate the things that I've been taking for granted, because a lot of us here probably took 2019 for granted. Unless you had the best year ever last year, I don't know, and I'm not knocking you. it's a situation where, you look at it and you say, hey, what can I glean from that? What can I extrapolate from it? But just to be fair, to look at the other side, to be objective about it, there's going to be some people that don't give a damn. There's going to be some people that don't care. There's going to be some people that say, why did you make me wait? This was a hoax. I don't trust the media. I don't trust the politicians. I don't want no vaccination. I don't want to do none of that stuff. Just give me back to work, give me my check, and keep it moving. And, to each his own with that. But there's a lot of things that are changing. There's a lot of things that are going on politically, socioeconomically. There's a lot of things happening with the environment that people are probably not paying attention to, that, are definitely important to our future. Our food supply, our supply chain, as far as how things go, as far as how people deal with each other and treat each other. I think there'll be some definitely major pluses. There'll be some things that we miss, like sports, just going to the park, just being around people, having parties, hell, this time, going to a funeral, being able to go to a funeral. Who would have ever thought in 2020 you would say, hey, it would be hard just to get to a funeral, crazy stuff as it sounds. Let me see if I'm missing any comments. The virus is real, but on the second hand, it's a smoke and mirror. Well, please explain that, Mach 1. I would like to hear more in the comment section about that. And Creative Redundancy says, hopefully people will cook at home more. Some are learning to cook for the first time. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of people will learn to cook for the first time. Let me see if I do have anything around me. But see, there's a good thing, Creative Redundancy, about that. People learn to cook for the first time, but there's this thing that was invented many moons ago called the microwave. And many moons after that, there was something called minute rice, something called microwavable rice that was invented for the people. And let me show the people, there's instructions here, just in case you don't know how to make this rice. There's a possibility that people can survive, off of this ready rice, this Uncle Ben's. It's something that happens. It's something, and this is not a product endorsement. This is not a sponsorship in any way. But Uncle Ben, if you want to send me a check, if you want to send me some, admiration, a shout out, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And it cooks in 90 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, Creative Redundancy. That's what happens with that. So if people don't know how to cook, it's okay. It's definitely okay. Let me see. I'm definitely learning to cook too. Yeah, well, Mighty R, you got to do what you got to do. They're not telling the right hand what the left hand is doing, smoke and mirror. Well, that definitely can happen too, because one of the things I'll say, Mach 1, is that there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on. And unfortunately, there's politicians and people in power or leadership may not know what's going on. So maybe there's a smoke screen. There's profiteers, people that benefit from this. Oh, forgive my washing machine in the background. You may hear that noise. Drone worship if you're still around. I don't know. But that's what that is. I'm cooking rice right now. That's funny. Rice cooker. Well, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to do what you got to do, Creative Redundancy. You got to do what you do to survive. It's all good. Yeah, but Mighty R, it's what it is. Damn, not me. That's funny. Yeah, like I said, these are just thoughts. And like I said, I'm not going into anything deep. I'm not trying to go into any conspiracy theories. I know there's conspiracy theories, just the one eye watching and Illuminati and the vaccination stuff about whether or not that'll kill people or whatever's going to happen with that. Go where you will with that. If you're into the conspiracies, go where you will with that. Hopefully you put together some great videos or some documentary footage. I would love to see it. Send it my way. I will check that out all day. As far as conspiracy theories, I will not delve into the world of the conspiracy theories or the X-Files. Like I said, the truth is out. The truth is out there, whatever that is. Good luck. Stay safe with that. But but where I am right now, just try to deal with the here and now. And the here and now, things are already different. So much has already changed. I look at January, where I was, what was happening, what was going on, my mindset, the things that was going on. And I know a lot of us, I don't care who you are, unless you're Nostradamus' like grandchild or something like that, you probably won't notice or have known that it would be here. Maybe you looked at the Mayan calendar or something, but the Mayan calendar stopped at 2012. So that's what that is. I buy just a big bag of basmati rice. It's cheaper and you got tons of it. Yeah, buy you a big bag of rice. Cook it up. Make that happen. Though rice, I have a rice party. And rice cake is good to make now if you know how to make rice cake. But I digress from the rice cake. But I think y'all folks get where I'm coming from. Stay alert, stay aware, pay attention to what's going on. Don't expect things to be the same. Maybe there's be some semblance of normal. There's nothing wrong with that. You try to keep it as normal as possible. You try to get back to doing the things that are necessary to live in an economy and a life, to take care of your family, make sure folks are safe, hug them, kiss them, appreciate them, and all that stuff. With my training, with medicine and science, yes, definitely. If you got training with medicine and science, do what you got to do. Make sure you could work that out and make sure you make it happen. Try to stay vigilant. Try not to panic. Try to be there for your loved ones. Stay alert. Watch as much credible news as you can find. And on that note, I must go because I have to eat. I got things to do. Appreciate you folks for being here. Love you all. Be safe. Be healthy. See you next time. Hopefully everything is good with you and your family. Grant Hubbard is live. Okay, I got to check him out too. Later, folks.